This is Mr. Nicholas. How you guys doing? Hopefully you're all ready to do some computer repair this morning or this afternoon. I guess it could be in the middle of the night. So whenever you're doing this would be great. A lot of you have responded. You want to learn how to do this, so that's awesome. First thing I'm going to teach you how to do is order parts online to either repair or to build a brand new computer from scratch. Then you're going to put a project together, a PowerPoint, that puts all the pieces together, and you're going to follow a pattern. You're going to go to the Weebly website that Mrs. Coolidge and I created. It's Coops Physics at Weebly or .weebly.com. I'll get you the link. I'll email it to you here in a minute. And then you'll have not only those links, but all the other ones that you would need to do this. So the first thing I want to do is break this up into several little videos. I'm going to try to keep everything under 5 minutes, which I'm going to cram an hour's worth of stuff into 5 minutes. So the first one is you need to go out when you're building a computer and decide how fast you want this thing to be. The speed is going to be determined by the CPU. Okay, so your central processing unit, you've got to go out, research, find a CPU you like, and then pick it. Then you're going to get a motherboard. And the motherboard has got to have the right size socket. So when we're going to build this computer, we're going to get the motherboard, processor, heatsink all at the same time. We're going to make sure the bus speeds match up. In other words, you're going to make sure the motherboard likes the processor. Most websites nowadays will allow you to They'll like put suggested processors with this particular motherboard. How fast you get depends on how much money you have. The more money you have, the faster you're going to be. But the thing is, you want them to match up. You don't want them to do it. So if it's a G370 socket, then the processor needs to be a G73 processor so that it fits into the socket. So you have to make those decisions up front. The next thing you have to do is you have to make sure that there's enough slots for how much RAM you want. How much RAM you put into the computer, and making sure it's the right kind of RAM is going to make your computer work at maximum efficiency. So let's pretend you now have a CPU. You found a motherboard that picked your CPU. The third thing you're going to get is your RAM. Now your RAM is going to be your random access memory. It's the stuff that's going to run all your applications. So you want as much of this and as fast as you can get, and again, dollars is going to determine what that looks like. So you're going to take your motherboard, figure out what kind of DDR it takes, DDR4, DDR3, whatever, DDR12. I don't even know how many DDRs there are anymore. But you're going to find the one that matches, again, the bus speed between the CPU, the motherboard, and the processor. Most of them nowadays, you don't have to worry about that. If they fit in the socket and they fit in the slot, the bus speeds will pretty much match up. So once you have the DDR RAM that you want, you have the processor you want, you have the motherboard you want, the last piece that we're going to talk about today in this video is your hard drive. Now your hard drive probably going to be IDE. I'm sorry, SATA. It's not going to be IDE. That's old school. You're going to want a SATA hard drive that fits into your SATA ports, and you're probably going to want a solid state hard drive. If you get a normal one, that's fine, but you're looking for capacity and speed. Again, don't get a slow hard drive. If everything else is fast and you're drawing stuff off the hard drive, going to slow you down. So the hard drive's got to be able to plug in. If it's a solid state hard drive, make sure you have the right connections on the motherboard in order to accept a solid state hard drive. So we'll come back with other videos in a moment.